Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This afternoon, webinar series brought to you by Center for Development of Academic Excellence. My name is Abdul Karim, Alias, the director of the center. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. The topic of our webinar today is engaging students with content. And I have prepared for you a special module. I don't have any PowerPoint slides. Actually, I do have, but I have embedded the slides in this module, okay? So you can find the link to this module in the chat. So please, if you have your laptop in front of you, or even a phone, you can click the link in the chat box. And then if you are using your laptop now, it's a good idea to bookmark the module, okay? And the module, as you can see, the menu on the top right hand side, you can see there's a home page where we are now on the screen. Then you can see another page, student engagement and resources. Actually, this is quite a comprehensive module. There are, I think, 13 or 14 pages in this module, but you don't see it now because I purposely hide the pages because I don't want you to get distracted and then go through each page. So I want you to focus with what I'm going to share. And those other pages are actually the activities or the tasks. So it's about engaging students with content. So I want to share with you. Some strategies and some tools that you can use to engage your students with the content in your course, or especially for the online course. Yeah. So as we go through the tasks or the activities, I will reveal the page one by one, and I hope you can participate in the activities that I'm going to do together with you, so that you can experience how the students would engage with the content and would experience how they would learn the content in your course. Okay. So as you can see here, engaging students with content. Why are we talking about student engagement with content? So creating digital content for online course is a challenging endeavor, but it is only part of the story. So I know for many people to create digital content from their face-to-face content, the content that they use in the face-to-face class is already challenging enough, especially if they have no experience using any application or using any tools to create digital content. So that's already a great challenge. But that's not the end of the story. Content is only, the material that will provide for the students. But how do they learn the content? So another part of the story, how do we create learning activities that would engage students with the content? That's the main objective for this session. Okay. So the other part is the challenge to get the students engaged with the content in a meaningful way. It is easier to attract learners with engaging content rather than just explain, just teach, just like what we do in the face-to-face. So what aspect of your content design do you need to change to make it engaging and worthwhile for your learners? So no content is an island. When you create a video, when you create a handout or notes for your student, don't just ask the students to read or to watch the video. Don't stop only at that point, but you have to go beyond that, because we want to engage them cognitively, especially get them to do something, get them to think about the content, get them to discuss, So get them to do a lot of things that would give them opportunity to go deeper into the content and has a deeper understanding. So in this module, you will learn several tools to help you to create an engaging and interesting content and activities for your learners. Okay, so let's go to the page very briefly. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I've covered some of this in my previous webinars, but suffice to very briefly, I just want to say about the aspect of learner engagement here. When we talk about student engagement or learner engagement, there are basically three aspects. The first one is engaging the learners or the student with their peers. So this is a student-student interaction. So we want to create that kind of leverage on the social environment and social interaction, so that they can exchange, they can discuss, they can exchange opinions, they can learn to agree, and to agree to disagree. So all this happens through the interaction between the students. So we call it peer interaction or peer engagement. The second type of engagement is engaging learners with the online content. So this is where the cognitive engagement, where we engage the students cognitively, okay? Get them to put their thinking hat and get them to develop and apply their critical thinking, problem solving. And the third one is engaging learners with appropriate level of learning activities. This is what we call teaching presence. So as you can see here, the 5 do's of for engaging your students: stay relevant, stay organized, keep it interesting, remain up to date, and add interactions. So number 5 here, these are the focus of my sharing this afternoon. How do we add interaction? Interaction doesn't mean that the students have to click here, click there. Okay, that's not. That's maybe a very low level of interaction. We can still do that by creating an interactive content where the students have to click something, then something pop up, the hotspot we call it, on the image. In fact, I have one example that I want to show to you. So this is what we call interactive image or interactive video, where the students have to click, then something will pop up on the screen and they will read, and they will click again, another hotspot. So there is also interaction, but that is actually the very low level of interaction. In this session, I'm going to show you some of the higher level of interaction that really engage the students cognitively. Okay, we want to engage them here. So I just want to show you this, which I have shared in my previous session. If you attended my previous session, if you are serious about doing well in teaching online, please read more about this community of inquiry theoretical framework. If you and spend some time to study more about this. But basically, the essence of this are 3 elements: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Teaching presence, social presence, the type of social engagement, are the type of student engagement where we leverage the social interaction among the students, between the students, the interaction between the student and the teachers. The cognitive engagement, this is largely I would say, one of the crucial part of our course design, which basically how do we design our course, our learning activities in such a way that the students would really engage cognitively. This is where they would develop their critical thinking, problem solving, their ability to apply the knowledge to a higher level. Okay, so this is where, under cognitive presence, the engagement with content. This is my focus for the rest of this session. Okay, and another one, teaching presence. So I will leave this to you to explore further on this page and read more on community of inquiry. So that's it, some background on student engagement. The rest of this session now, I would go through, I have designed for you 13 activities or 13 tasks. And these tasks are designed to give you some ideas how you can engage your students with the content in your course. And my focus is mainly on the delivery, for the online delivery. You know, when you conduct your course online, or when you design your e-learning course, or your MOOC, or your micro-credential course. All right. Okay, let me check something first. Now, I have also provided for you under resources page. Okay, if you go under resources page, I have provided for you here some selected resources. Again, I have shared this previously in my previous webinar, adding some text variety in this book. This actually you can download free because the authors giving this book free, very comprehensive. In this book, it contains over 100 plus activities for motivating and retaining learners online. You just go through the 100 plus learning activities and just pick the activities that are most relevant to you or for your course, okay? And there's another book on this one, Thinking Through Quality Questioning, Deepening Student Engagement. One of the many ways how we can engage students with the content is actually through questioning. The very basic technique, you know, the Socrates kind of Socrates inquiry learning, or learning through inquiry, which I myself is still learning how to do it properly. But this book is one book that I would strongly recommend to you. It's not free, unfortunately, but you can buy. So I have this book actually with me here, Thinking Through Quality Questioning. Okay, but if you can see inside the book, it is presented in a very interesting way, very readable, especially for non-educationists like me. The reason why I recommend this book, because questioning is one of the strategies that we can use to really engage students cognitively. But it is a special skill to develop the proper type of questions that would really engage students in deep learning. Okay, so check out this book, and if you want to invest to buy books to, you know, to enhance your pedagogical skill, this would be one that I would recommend. Okay, I can remember how much I bought this from Kinokuniya. How much? I don't see the price here, but from Kinokuniya Malaysia, probably less than 100 ringgit, or maybe more than 100 ringgit, can't remember. But this is a very good investment. Strongly recommend to buy. Yeah. And there are, okay, there's one, I found one very good presentation using the ideas in this book, Planning to Engage Students in Thinking Through Quality Questioning. I think about 100 plus slides. You can download the slides, or you can view online, and very good. If you don't buy the book, I think some of the ideas in this presentation can help you to design good questions, or how you want to create learning activities based on questioning. And there are some further readings here. Feel free to explore when you want to learn more about student engagement through engaging the student with content. Okay, now I want to reveal the first task today. So let me go. So I'm going to make it visible. So as you can see here on my screen, so the menu, the page you don't see yet until I reveal the page. I have task 1, asking essential questions. Task number 2, how we can do reading activity in a more effective way. Task number 3, slow. This is what I'm very worried. When I do webinar, I find the internet is very slow. Okay, so there are many tasks here. I hope I can go through this one by one, and this will give you more than enough ideas to really engage the students online to start with. Okay, okay, I want to start first with task number 13 here. So I will unhide this page. Publish. Okay, now if you're looking at the module now on your computer, can you please refresh the page? So if you refresh your page, you should be able now to see task number 13. Yes. Alamak, lain pula yang I switch on. Oh, okay. Discuss. Okay, here. Task number 13, discuss the video. Okay, let's go to that page now. Okay, this is perhaps looks very simple. Yes, it is simple, but this can be very, very useful. Okay, this is a very easy and simple task to do, but it can be a very useful engagement of the student and the video. So for example, let's say you want to discuss about one concept, or you want to present a problem to the students. So you just create one video, and I would recommend here, use Loom. Yeah, Loom. Loom. You can see here Loom. Loom is actually a free application that you can sign up. If you want to sign up for the free account, Loom Pro is you can sign up now, but you have to use your institutional email, the university's email, in order to get the free account. And with Loom Pro, just with one click, you can record a video. Okay, you can record a video very quickly, as you can see an example on this page here. So you don't need to do much with just one click here. As you can see on my browser here, this one I have already installed as the Google Chrome extension. So if I want to record a screen or record a video, I just click this one, then I can record a quick, like a few minutes video. For example, here this about half an hour. Okay, then after that you can copy the link, and you can share the link with the students, or you can embed the video in your website or in your learning platform. So as you can see here, the students, you can ask the students now, you give the instruction to the student. So create a short video using Loom, which you can use as a content for student assignment. Ask the student watch the video. Usually if you use flipped classroom approach, ask them to watch the video before they come to the class, or after the class, you can create one video as a, maybe to talk about the summary of the class, or maybe you give them one, something for them to do to check whether they have understood, they have, achieved the learning outcome for that particular class. So ask them to watch the video, then ask them to share their thought, or ask them to answer the question if you ask them the questions. And there are two ways how they can respond to this video. They can type in the section there, or they can record a reply. So there are two ways. You can ask them to record a reply. So they will press record and they will record their voice, or they can also post by typing the response in the box here. Okay. So I want you to try this exercise now. Can you click here, watch this video? Okay. Click this, watch this video, and that will take you to this page. Okay. It will take you to this page. And then just pretend that you are watching the video. I don't want you to spend 29, almost 30 minutes to watch the video now, but just pretend you are watching the video on your computer until the end. Then I want you to pretend to give a summary of this video. So for this exercise, I just want you to invite you to type in the box there, maybe your name, or maybe something that, just say something to show, to experience how this thing will be done by the students. You can also choose to record your something, yeah, and pretend that you are recording a response or a reply to this video. Okay, if the question is about, if the instruction in the video is to summarize what you have listened from, what you have learned from this video, then you can record a few minutes audio and just say something, and then click send or click post. Okay, so can you maybe post something or record something, just type something, maybe your name or anything, yeah. So let's see how it looks like, yeah. Okay, I can see a few response already. Okay, so you can see on the right hand side here, yeah. So I can see who has submitted their. So I can see Dr. Irina here has posted an audio. So maybe I can listen to the audio. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, so thank you for responding to this exercise. So you can see how easy it is to create a content using Loom, in this case, the video content. And then when you ask the students to do something on that video after they have watched the video, they can respond by using audio, or they can type something. So this is an example. You can see here, Nadine is here, Dr. Irina. Okay, then I can also reply to this answer to the response here. Okay, so maybe I refresh the page. So that's how you use video content by let's see whether different packages. And this package, okay, where is the audio? Where do I play the audio response? someone I saw send an audio response just now. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you get the idea. You can explore this method, creating content on the fly. You can really do this very quickly. Okay, let me show how you can create a video very quickly using Loom. Okay, I'll do this exercise now very quickly. Let me check. Okay, you can see I have the Google, I have Loom installed as Google Chrome extension. Okay, so all you need to do to install it in your browser is to just search for Loom Pro Chrome extension, and you can install it, then sign up for a free account using USM email or using the institution email. So let's say I want to create a quick video now. So I just one click here, and I have already signed in, so I don't have to sign in every time. And very quickly, you can see here, and you can see on the bottom left, my video is on. But if you don't want to switch on your video, you can also choose to record screen only. So when you choose screen only, your picture, the picture that you use to sign up for your Google account will appear here. But I'm okay with screen and camera. Okay. Then I can start recording, or maybe I check show advanced option here and check my microphone is okay, the webcam is on. I can choose if I have more than one camera, I can choose here. If I have other microphone connected to my computer, I can choose here. Okay. So when I'm ready, I can start recording. So I can, oops. Oh, what happened? I will repeat again. So I just click the Loom Pro extension here, then set up everything. Then when I'm ready to record the screen, I click Start Record. Just one click, then I can choose to record the entire screen or application window, any active window open on your computer, or I can choose to record any open tab on my browser. So let's say I want to go for entire screen, then I click Share, and there's a countdown, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then, okay, I can start recording now. Hi, hello everyone. I'm just testing, doing a quick recording using Loom Pro, and it's very easy, very simple. Just one click, you can record your video and record anything on the screen, including your PowerPoint. And then after that, you can share the content with your students. Okay, so I'm done. I click stop sharing. Then the video will be rendered on my Loom account within a few seconds or a few minutes, depending on the length of the video. And then it will appear here. Okay, then I can check the replay. If I'm happy, then Loom Pro, and it's very easy. Okay, so if I'm happy, I can use this. Otherwise, I can delete and record again. Then I can copy the link here, then share with my students and give them the instruction, or I can embed it in my, as you can see here, I embed it here, then give the instruction to the students to do something, maybe give them something to think about, or ask them to summarize 3 important points, or ask them to ask critical questions based on the content. So you can give them the choice to send a response by using text, by typing in the box here, or by recording their reply. Okay, so there is the first one. I have 12 more tasks to go. 12 more kind of student engagement with content. So the first one here, engaging student with content, in this case using a video and using a tool called Loom Pro just one click once you have installed it on your Google Chrome extension, or you can also download. You can download Loom Pro on your computer, and if you use a downloaded version, you have additional tool. You can use the pen to draw, to write on this on the screen. You can use a laser pointer to show something on the screen. All right. So, do you have any question on this one before I move on to the second task here? Can you mute the microphone if you are not speaking, please? Thank you very much. Otherwise, we will hear everything. Please check your microphone and please mute it if you not speaking. If you don't want to ask any question. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. Any question? You can unmute the microphone. You can ask now on this part. Okay, no question. All right. If there's no question, okay, let me just close the window. Loom Pro. Okay, now we have done task number 13. We start from behind. Okay, let's look at another one. Just now was a video. Content in the form of video, which is very common nowadays. And you have seen that it's not difficult to record a teaching video. Then, very easy, kan? Using Loom Pro, just one click, you can create a video content. And not only that, you can create activities around the video. All right. Now, another type of content, and this is increasingly become more and more popular now, is to create podcasts. So what is podcast? Podcast is basically an audio. It's a recorded audio, okay? And one of the tools, there are many tools, of course, but I want to recommend to you Anchor, okay? So this is free and so easy to use, very intuitive, nothing much to learn. You just sign up, click record, and you are good to go, okay? So this is an example of my Anchor account, and I'm on my dashboard, okay? So the good thing about any podcast content that you create with Anchor, all you need is to have a good microphone connected to your computer, and then when you are ready, you can create a new episode, and just if you have a script, just read the script and just use as your own kind of a way of your own style to record the audio. Okay. Now, what can you do with this audio or with a audio podcast? So you can share the link, with the students, and then again, just like the video just now, ask them to do something on that audio. After they have listened to the audio, maybe they can you get them to summarize maybe 3 important points, or maybe the audio, your podcast is about discussing about something. Then after that, you ask them to to comment or to give feedback or to give what we call this critical assessment or critical appraisal, ulasan critical on that particular piece of audio that you have shared. Okay, so if you go to task number 12, you click the page here, task number 12. Okay, so the content, the type of content we are discussing now is podcast, okay, which is an audio recording. So the engagement here is to get the students to interact with the podcast. So first, you create the podcast. How to create a podcast? By using a free tool called Anchor. And then after that, you can ask your student to discuss or to give comment to your podcast. So what you can do, you can embed. Just now you get the link. Yeah, you get the link here. here you get the link or you get the embed code. So you can get the link, you can get the embed code. And then depending on the learning platform that you use, for example, our eLearn. So in eLearn, you can embed the code, then the whole thing will appear on the page. Then what you can do is ask the students to do something. It could be a summary of what they have listened. How they can do that? They can post their own audio in response to your podcast. Okay, so here they can click this one. Okay, they can click this one, and then of course the first time it will ask, okay, microphone access required. Click OK. Okay, so we can listen to this one, for example. Mutiara kata, words of wisdom. Okay, I want to listen to my voice. Then the students can, after they have listened to the full content here, they can click message. Microphone access required. We have detected that Anchor does not have permission to record from this browser. Please allow to access your microphone. Okay. Never mind. I don't want to go through that process. So in this case, the students have to sign up for Anchor, and then in the setting in their own account, they have to enable the microphone setting so that when they click message, they can now speak and post their audio response to this content. Okay, to this audio content. So as you can see here, for every episode, you have this share button where you can use this to share with your students, and then embed in your learning page, in your learning platform, and then ask the students to respond on that. That basically the activity when you ask the students to post by, in this case, using audio. That's how you engage them with the content, rather than just asking the students to just just to listen to the audio content. Okay, so that's the second type of student content interaction. The first one with the video, the second one with the podcast. Any question for this so far, whether on the video or whether on the podcast? If you want to ask question, feel free to unmute your microphone. Can this be integrated into eLearn? Okay. Oh, maybe some of you ask the question through chat. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. B, can we integrate this into eLearn? Definitely. Anything that have embed code, you can embed in the eLearn. Okay. So Dr. Ashrina say, so we can just ask the student to use podcast or Flipgrid for feedback, right? Yes, we can use podcast, or maybe another one is Flipgrid, which is also a video recording. And actually, the student also can interact with the video in the Flipgrid. Yeah, similar with what we do here with the podcast. Okay. I don't cover Flipgrid because I think I don't think I have enough time here. Flipgrid, but that's another tool which we can use. Yeah. Can we? Okay, let me see. Okay, there's no more question. The student need to have Anchor. Yes, the student have to sign up for Anchor account, which is free. Yeah, which is free. Okay, Umi Masrom, how long the audio should be? What would you suggest? As short as possible. I would say around 3 to 10 minutes. If you have a longer one, you can break into a segment. Yeah, a segment, or in Anchor they call it episode. Episode 1, episode 2, or episode 3. So for one topic, you can have unlimited number of episodes. Each episode should be short as possible. Okay, just like a video. try to be short, like 5 to 10 minutes, or even less than 10 minutes if you can do it. Same as audio as well. Okay. Right. If there's no more question, I will move on now to another task for student engagement with content. Okay. Okay. Now I will reveal another page. I don't know, so many things that I can do here. Which one I want? I want to make sure that I cover okay. Let's see this one. Task number 3. Yeah. Okay. Task number 3. Unhide. Show in navigation and publish. So I'm showing the page one by one, yeah, because I don't want you to get distracted and browse the pages, because I want to focus on what I'm sharing now. Yeah, that's the reason why I hide the other pages. Okay, now you can refresh your page. You can refresh your page, then you should now see task number 3. Okay, task number 3. Okay, actually task number 3 is a continuation of task number 1 and number 2, but it's okay. I just jump to this straight away. Okay, in task number 3, this is another way of engaging students with content, and in this case, a video. The first task just now, I create a video with Loom. Okay, I create a video with Loom. Then I ask the student to interact with the video by posting their summary, posting their reflection, posting their questions by typing or by using audio. That's the first one. Task the second one just now, using audio. Okay, task number 3 is I like this very much personally. Again, it is based on a video, and this video can be your own video, or it can be any video available on YouTube or other platform. So the tool that I'm using here is called TED Ed. TED, maybe some of you know TED Talk. So this is also from TED Talk people, but this is called TED Ed. TED Ed, yeah. So basically, what we can do here, we can take any video. Of course, the video must be relevant with the learning outcome, with the content that you want to make sure the students will get it. Okay, could be your own video that you upload to YouTube, or can be any video on other platform as well, as long as you have the link to the video. Okay, the video is carefully selected in order to provide relevant and additional information to complement the reading activity. Usually, we use this activity together with a simpler or a shorter reading activity. Okay. So okay. So how do you create this one? I will show you very briefly, but I have also provided a tutorial, because I don't think I have enough time to show you step by step. But I have selected for you the best video to show you step by step how to create this. But for our session today, I want you to experience from the learners, from the student side. Okay, so can you so basically, okay, let me explain. We have the video, then we create the activity. So as you can see on the right hand corner here, there are 4 steps. The first step, we ask the student to watch the video. And this activity usually can be done before they come to the class as part of the flipped classroom strategy. Okay, so ask them to watch the video. But then after they watch the video, they have to do something. So the second thing is think. So this is where you engage the students cognitively with the content of the video. You want them to dive deeper into the content of the video. So here, you will create a series of questions. It could be MCQ. It could be a combination of MCQ with fill in the blank or open-ended short open-ended questions. Yeah, and then the student will answer. And when the student answer the MCQ, if they got it wrong, they can go back to the video, and we can give them a hint where to start. They don't have to watch the entire video, but they will go to a certain point, a certain minutes in the video, then they will start from there, watch the video again, come back to the question, and answer the question until they get it right. So they will go through the whole thing until they have completed the questions. The third step is dig deeper. This is where you design, you ask the students to do further study, further reading. So you will give them selected maybe articles or reading material to read, give them the time to read. And this reading material again is selected so that it will, when the students read the reading material, they will get more information, they will get more content, they will get more understanding of the concept or principle. And then the final part is discuss. Okay, discuss. So in discuss, you will give them one or two questions, but this question is more kind of higher level in Bloom taxonomy, more like critical questions that it's not easy to answer, but the students really have to think very hard based on what they have read in the dig deeper stage. So as you can see, this is the kind of what I always mention about cognitive engagement, where you really get the students to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the video content here. Okay, I want you to experience now. You can click here. Let's do this activity. Okay. This is about coronavirus. What is a coronavirus? So this is a video. So this is the instruction. Who write the instruction? We. When we create the activity, we will write the instruction. Okay, let's begin. For almost a decade, scientists chased the source of a deadly virus through China's tallest mountains, blah, 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 blah. Elizabeth Cox explained. So watch. So now I'm on the watch tab here. So I will watch the video until the end. So let's imagine the student have watched the video. Then they are ready to go to second step, think. When I put the cursor, when I hover the cursor over here, I can see there are 5 multiple choice question and 5 open answer questions. So now I can click think. Okay. Then there you can see there are 10 questions. So I will answer the question 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10. Okay. So let's try number 1. So let's just the word corona in Latin means, I think, crown, but I want to choose a wrong answer here, protein, and click save my answer. Is incorrect. You see, when the question is incorrect, the students are given the chance to try again, and of course they don't want to watch the whole video, so we give them the video hint. So when we design this, when at the stage where we design this activity, this is where we will put the what call this, the timestamp, where in the video the student can jump directly into that point. They will watch from that point, and then they come back here and try again. And this time, C, crown. Correct. Yeah. Okay. 9 more questions. So go to the next one. So I'll go through all the question here. Number 9 is open-ended questions, and until 10. Then I'm ready to go to the next stage, dig deeper. So in dig deeper, you will give them, some further resources. Okay, further resources, and ask them, give them time to study. Ask them to study. and this would allow them to go deeper into the subject of coronavirus. And of course, all the resources here are carefully selected for them. It must give them the content that you want the students to get. So remember, if you have followed my previous webinar, I say don't cover the content. Empower your students to uncover the content. This is what I mean by designing this type of activity. So the student will read this article. So let's assume they have read and they have done everything here. Then they will come back for the next level. The next level, when I put the cursor there, I can see 3 guided discussion and 6 open discussion. So when I click now, you can see, okay, those are the questions prepared for me. So I can click now. And then I can see the other students' response here. Okay. Then if I want to respond to these questions now, I will click respond and I can type the response now. And the teacher can actually limit the number of characters so that the student would not type, unnecessarily long. Okay, done. That's how you can create engagement with a video, okay, using TEDx. What do you think? What do you think? I want you to type your response in the chat box now. I want you to give me your opinion. This kind of activity. Do you think this is effective? This is good? Do you think this is whatever? So can you spend like 1 or 2 minutes to give your response in the chat box so that you don't fall asleep? Okay. So let me check the chat box if there's any question. Okay, Dr. Ashina says it's attractive. This can be used for online tutorials. Yes. Do we have to check who did the exercise manually? Yes. The students don't have to register for TEDx, but if you want to record their participation, you have to ask them to sign up for TEDx using their real name so that you know who has done, who has not done the activity. Or you can also embed this whole thing in your eLearn or in your whatever LMS platform that you use, and from there you can also monitor their participation. Okay, it's attractive. It that mean that we can do this during 50 minutes lecture? I mean, they watch and do all the things within 50 minutes? No, you can, but I would rather use this activity before they come to the class or after the class. After the class for reinforcement, before the class, so that I can give them some knowledge, some information before they come to the class as part of the flipped classroom. So when they come to the classroom now, I don't have to go through this content very much because they have got it through the activity here. So I can go through more, like engage them in other activities or in more discussion or in more questioning, method. Yeah. That tedious. What do you mean tedious? Dr. Yamin, what do you mean tedious? You want to say something? Yeah, and I did say I'm also a bit overwhelmed by all the tools that are available. Slowly we learn.
Yes, that's what we mean. Some of the students might not be able to register and eventually to connect to all the resources and, well, try to summarize and give their opinion. Perhaps sometimes we may limit to 1 or 2 opinions or 1 or 2 resources would be maybe enough for them to respond. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you mean the students, they have problem to get a connection, right? Is that what you mean?
Maybe because the links are so numerous. Maybe we want to have just a specific question. Maybe they can be given a freedom to check with certain keyword and so on and respond then that could be at least give a chance to them to respond. Okay.
Yeah, this is only one of the many ways how we can engage students, and the tools are there. So in this case, using the TED to get them stage by stage. You know, if you think about the Bloom taxonomy, how we take them, let's say from the low level, basically just recording the factual, the facts, and so on. But now we want to be able to get them to the higher level of critical thinking, be able to apply in the new situation, new context, and so on. So this is one way how you can do it. You know, rather than just asking them to watch a video and give one short summary, which basically typically most people do that. But here you design it in such a way that you take them step by step. Okay. Don't get overwhelmed with all the tools. Okay. In this session, I'm just throwing to you all the tools and strategies. Then you have the module there, and slowly, you know, choose the tool that most relevant to your context, that you think would be to have most impact and suit your teaching style. Okay, and put it in the toolbox, and you can pull it up just like pulling the rabbits from the hat. Use it when necessary in the appropriate context. Okay. All right. So Dr. Wahida asked, how can we apply to financial accounting classes where many of the contents require calculation, etc., rather than reading and comprehension? So if the content require calculation, then this might not be suitable. Again, as I say, the tools can be used in certain contexts, certain kind of application, based on the nature of your course, based on the nature of the content. So in this case, if you require the students to do some calculation, then probably we need to have another tools for that. That's why I always advise people to have a range of tools in their toolbox and use them in the appropriate context for the appropriate activity. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Wondering how we can apply this for group discussion in online context. Group discussion. Coming to that, we are only doing the third task in this session, Dr. Paramaswari. Yeah? There are a lot more. So I'm just showing 3, and you are feeling overwhelmed already. Okay. All right. So slowly, slowly, start small, start slowly, step by step. Okay. Right. So I will go back to our. So we have done 3 tasks, 3 tools, 3 strategies. Content is video, and so far the content is in the form of audio. Okay, so let me. I get many comments here saying that you are overwhelmed with the tools. Yeah, so should I stop now? Okay, don't worry. I'm just sharing with you as many tools as possible and slowly, yeah. Okay, dah. Student engagement, you need to learn the strategies, and you need the tools, yeah. So today is actually basically about tool and ways of engaging students, yeah. Okay, now let me pick another task. Perhaps I'll go back to task number 1 here. Okay. This again very simple. Show in navigation, publish. Yeah, I just want to I want to say here, tools. It's good to learn all these various tools so that you can pick any tools when you need it. But again, you must learn how to use those tools effectively, because a fool with a tool is still a fool. So I must remind you that fact. Yeah. So I'm trying to show you the kind of the wise way, a good way of using all these tools in a more effective way. So now you can refresh your page. So I have make visible another page, which is task number 1 here. Okay, task number 1, ask essential questions. Remember, questioning is one of the crucial skill that we need to learn, and I am still learning. Okay, thinking through quality questioning. How do we do that? Okay, well, if we have the online session like this, it's as simple as asking students directly, but then students probably would not answer readily unless you call their name. Okay, so never mind, let's go to task number 1 now, ask essential questions. Okay, this can be a simple reading assignment. You choose one good article for that particular topic that you want students to learn. Okay, so I'm using pandemic because it's the in thing now. Okay, so this article, by the way, this is a good article, a global pandemic's impact on higher education. So let's pretend this is your assignment. You are my students now. Okay, so let's pretend I give you this assignment. So the assignment is read the article. So you click the link now and make your own critical appraisal. So I want you to read this article with a critical mind. When you read the article, take the role that you are a very critical reader. You want to criticize every sentence, every words in this article. We should train ourselves to have a very critical mind when we read a book. Don't just accept, but try to be very critical of the author's point of view, and we should train our students also to have that kind of critical reading skill, meaning that they should be the critics of that particular reading. Then when we do this, we train the student to engage with their cognitively. Okay, so I want you to spend a few minutes to read this article very quickly. Use your speed reading skill, and while reading, I want you to think one essential questions, one critical questions from this article, as critical as possible. Okay, and when you are ready, I want you to post the questions below here using Mentimeter here. You go to menti.com and use the code 5098592 and just post the questions. So let's, I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll keep quiet for 3 minutes and allow you to think and also to post. And I will disappear for 3 minutes. All right. 10 more, 10 seconds. Well, in the real situation, we should give ample time for the students to read and to digest. Oops. Okay. Give them ample time to read and to digest. And again, this exercise or this kind of activity, what we are doing here is to engage the students with the content in the form of reading. And this is again, this is in the form of website article from website, but it could be any reading material. Okay, so we want to train the students to have a critical mind, engage them cognitively. We want them to read with and get a deep understanding of what is being written, what is being presented in the article. Okay, so essential question is basically the aspect of essential or critical question is asking the students to really put a magnifying glass on the content of the article and try to critics and try to apply their critical thinking, their opinion on that particular article. So let's see. Okay, so we have the way I set up this one. Okay, let me show you in Mentimeter. I think a lot of people are familiar with Mentimeter now, but they are probably using it in different ways, or maybe they just use one or two features all the time. So in Mentimeter, if you want to set as Q&A, you can set so that the question, all the response, all the answers appear, everything appear together on one screen. Or in this case, I choose the Q&A. Yeah, there's a new, I think, a new feature introduced a few months ago. That in terms of the type is we have multiple choice, word cloud, open-ended. In this case, I use Q&A. With Q&A format, the question will appear. And okay, how do I embed this in my my Google site? Or you can embed in your eLearn or any learning platform, so that when the student respond, they don't have to go to Mentimeter, but everything is within the lesson, within the learning platform, and they can see the response from other students as well. In order to embed this one, what you can do, once we have prepared the questions, you can go to share here and go under presentation sharing and take this link to the live results. A lot of people don't know this. Yeah. Usually when they use this activity, they will go to their Mentimeter account and run Mentimeter from there. But if you want to run the Mentimeter activity within the page, within your course, so you have to take this link and then embed it in your lesson. So it will appear, the student don't have to go out from your course. Yeah. So for example, so I will now engage the students with this particular reading activity. Then I can discuss now, okay, when this pandemic will end, blah, blah, blah. So we have the discussion. Then I mark the as answered. Then I move on to the next question. We spend some time to discuss, then mark as answers, and we can go on and go on and go on and go on. Okay, so that's a simple activity, reading activity using Mentimeter, where every students have to engage in the discussion or in the activity. So this is also another form of cognitive engagement with the content in the form of reading activity or reading assignment. Okay. Now, I have given you on this page information about the book. Again, if you want to, well, we need to invest in our own professional growth. I keep mentioning this to especially young lecturers. Yeah. So one of the investment is to invest your money. So don't feel, don't think twice to invest money in buying good books so that you can learn new skill that you can apply in the classroom. And again, there's a 100 plus slides or presentation slides which cover most of the important points from this book. So if you don't want to buy the book, you can download this presentation. And there's a further reading here using student generated reading questions to uncover knowledge gaps. Actually, by from my experience, when I ask the students to ask questions, and not any question, they must ask a very critical question as if they are writing an exam questions, and they find it quite difficult. They find it quite challenging to write good questions. This when they engage in this activity, it will take them. They have to really understand the text. They have to understand the article before they are able to ask the critical questions. So this is actually maybe better than just asking them to answer our questions based on the text, but rather ask them to ask the questions and share on the platform so that other students can see also questions from their friends. Then during the class, what you can do, you can pick randomly a few questions that you think very, very good, and first ask the student that the owner of that questions to give the answer or to discuss the answer, and later on you can come in and give your input. So much can be done there just by a simple exercise, by getting the student to ask critical questions or essential questions based on the reading material. So this would allow something happen in terms of deepening student engagement. There are many more. The questioning technique that we can use, and I hope after I have studied the whole book and practice it in my own course, probably I can share some of the technique in another session. But if any of you in the audience are expert in questioning technique, please let me know so that I can invite you to conduct the session. All right, any question on this aspect? So we have covered task 1, task 3, task 13, and how many more? I think so far we have covered 4. Okay. Now I have plenty more. Are there any questions? Let me check in the chat. Cognitive engagement, okay, was written, but yeah, okay. At least, okay. There's no questions. If you want to ask now, you can unmute also the microphone, a quick one. Otherwise, I will move on. Everything okay? Everything clear? Everything good? Everything fine? Okay, all right. Nadine is a very active student. Thank you very much. All right, now let me move on. Let me pick another. Oops. What happened here? Okay, let me pick another strategy for student engagement. Ask essential question, reading activity. So let's see what we have in task number 2. Reading activity also, but what we do here? Okay. This is interesting also. Okay, let me publish. Oh, let me unhide this one. Show in navigation. By the way, if you are doing a teaching module using Google Site, you can create all the pages, but you can hide. You don't have to show all the pages at once. You can hide it for many reasons. For example, in this case, I hide the pages because I don't want you to see the other pages. I don't want I don't want you to get distraction, to get distracted. But I can unhide or reveal the page one by one. So I publish now. This is speed of Unify. I have 800 Mbps speed, but the actual speed I get is around 100 something. Thank you very much, Unify. Anyway, can you refresh your page now? And this is task number 2. Okay. In this task, it's still reading task or reading activity. Okay. Or it could be also I get the student to watch a video, or listen to the audio. The content can be any format, but I choose for this activity to get the students to read on the article here. So if you wish, you can click this article. Yeah, I want you to read this article. I will give you 3 minutes. Okay, because after you read this, after we have read this article, I will ask. I have forgot to change this one. I have 11 questions. I should have a shorter one, but never mind. I will get you to answer a few questions quiz based on this article using Socrative. Yeah, right. So click that article now, and I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes. So after you have read the article, when you are ready, you click the link there, socrative.com, and sign in as a student. You will get 2 options, sign in as student or sign in as a teacher. Today, you are student. Today, you are my student. Okay, I am your teacher. So you just click sign in as student, and then it will ask you to put a room number. You just stand by when you reach that page. Just stand by until I give you the room number. Continue to read. Once you are ready, go to socrative.com. Then I will open the quiz for you to answer. Okay. I want you to read the article seriously, because if you read very carefully, you should be able to answer all the questions correctly. Okay. There are 11 questions in the quiz, but since I don't want to waste too much time, I want you to answer only 5 questions only. Okay. Although there are 11. I supposed to prepare a shorter one, I forgot. Yeah. So when you are ready, click the link socrative.com, then just stand by, sign in as student, and then just stand by. Okay, I think we can go there now. So you click log in and click in as student. I will log in as a teacher. Okay. When you want to use this tool after the session, you have to sign up for Socrative, and then okay, if you are not familiar with Socrative, I will give one tutorial later. Later on, I will add one tutorial from YouTube, good one, so that you can go through step by step how to create a quiz as a teacher. As a teacher. For now, I just log in. I want to launch the quiz for you, and there are 11 questions based on the article, but please answer only 5 so that we can save some time. So now I'm launching my Socrative as a teacher. I have prepared the quiz questions. So as you can see here, launch quizzes, room reports, result. Oh, I have the activity from previous exercise. So let me click finish. As you can see here, this is actually from my previous workshop. The student answer the quiz, and then when they get it wrong, the red means wrong, green means correct. Okay, so for quick, very easily and very quickly, I can monitor the performance of the students, and I can see whether the students are still struggling with the topic. If I do this after the class, I would expect all the questions, the color here will be green, almost 99% green rather than red. If I get 50% red, 50% green, then I know the student did not really get, and whatever that they have learned in the class. So I need to check, and go back and do some intervention. Okay, let me finish this one first. Click OK. Then I will go to quiz. I want to launch a quiz now. So I have a quiz here. Thing you know about coronavirus, COVID-19. Okay. Nadine, I expect you to score 100% here, Nadine. Okay, I will launch this quiz now. Hop. Launch. Okay. Think about, okay. All right. Next. Instant feedback. Require names. Please put your name, or you can also use your nickname for this one. I want to see the final score here. Okay, open navigation, require name, show final score. I can shuffle question, shuffle answer. I don't have to do that now. Okay, then I click start. Your room number is IMK 209. Your room number is IMK 209. So I will hide this page so that you don't copy the answer from others. It's not that I don't trust you, but I just want to make it more fun here. So the room number is IMK 209, yeah? And please answer only 5. And you will notice after you answer each question, you will get good feedback, yeah? Quite a comprehensive feedback for each questions. So even you get it right or wrong, you will always get a feedback for the questions. Okay. So only 5 questions. Try your best. If you have read the article just now, I think you should be able to answer all the 5 questions correctly. But don't worry if you get it wrong. This is not graded. This is just an exercise here to show you how we can engage students with reading activity, or it could be by asking them to watch a video or to listen to the podcast audio podcast, and then give them good questions that would really, make them to really think, engage them cognitively by using a tool here called Socrative. Okay. All right. So let's look at the results now. All right. So let me see how many students I have. I think not many try this exercise, because how many we have here? How many participants? We have 180 something here, but only some of you participate. It's okay. But you see how this is being done. I mean, how you can use this tool called Socrative. How I use this tool called Socrative, starting with asking the students, giving the students an article to read. Of course, this is one of the best articles that I can find. For example, the most relevant, the content is the most relevant with the topic and the learning outcome that I want to achieve. So instead of giving 1 full hour lecture using the PowerPoint, I get the students to read this article and then give them this quiz for them to answer. Okay, and this is the results. So if I do this exercise before the class, I would have designed the questions. Each question would be aligned to the learning outcome that I want to achieve. Okay. Okay, Nadine said the statement is wrong. Okay, never mind. I'm not sure whether this the accuracy of this, but this is only for the purpose of exercise. Where are you, Nadine? Oh, Nadine got 5 questions. How come 100%? But this one is wrong here. Oh no, 100% progress. Let me check the score. Yeah? This is a score. I can set to progress and I can set to score. Okay. All right. Okay, Nadine, how much do you score? 82%. Good student. You get an A. All right. So just to give you the idea how we can engage students now using Socrative. Okay, and then if we do this exercise before the class, then we know when we come to the class, I want to focus my attention to question number 3, question number 7, question number 8. Let's see. Yeah, 26%, 38%, 55%, not so bad. So question number here, 26 and 38% here. Question number 7 and number 8. These are the focus areas. So if I look at the question now, okay, these are the questions. Which of the following people, blah, blah, blah. So, and the next question just now is this one. So if I do this before the class, the flipped classroom kind of way. So when I go to the class, I know I want to focus on question number 3 here, number 7, and number 8. I can do this exercise also during the class or after the class. If this one is done after the class, what this thing inform me? What this exercise inform me? It says that, oh, all right, the students didn't get it yet for this, some aspect of the thing that we covered in the class. Maybe they have some misconception still. Maybe they are still not very clear. So maybe we can do some intervention here. We can during in the next class, maybe we will discuss this question again and ensure that we have clarified everything and ensure that the students get it right this time. Okay, so that is Socrative. To me, a very, very powerful, and this is one of my number 1 tool that I have in my toolbox. You can use this to engage students with any type of content before the class, during the class, and after the class as well. So as you can see here, I have Amen. I have a lot of quizzes already in my account, and it's free. Yeah, of course. Everything that I share with you today, or most of the things, are free. Do you have any question? Maybe you can unmute the microphone, or you can put the chat box now. Let me check here. Okay, Nadine said number 2 is wrong. Number 2? No, 2 wrong. Okay. Oh, you got 2 wrong. Okay. Why you only... Okay. All right. Okay. It seems like you always use Google Site in your teaching. What is the advantage? Well, for my training, especially for my workshop, I like to use Google Site because it's very easy. You know, I created this page or this module only last night and continue again this morning. And just before we start the webinar, just now, I add on a few more things. So it's so easy to update and so easy to use. If you have not used Google Site, maybe you want to give it a try because I find it very, very easy, and I've been using this for a long time. Yeah, mainly for my workshop, for my training, for my short course, I use Google Site, and some for my some lesson for my course as well. Okay, all right. If there's no other questions, let me go. So we have okay, no, sorry, 4:30. So we have done task 1, task 2, task 3. Let's see in task number 4, what do we have here? Okay, task number 4 is also a reading activity, but the way the student respond to it is slightly, not to say slightly, well, you have a look, yeah? You have a look. Let me show this in navigation, then publish. So I just want you to have a quick look of how this is done. Some of the lecturers who went through the PNP program already know how to use this because this is one of the homework that they have to do. So let's refresh the page now. You should be able to see task number 4 on the menu. Task number 4 here. Okay. Task number 4. Okay. Task number 4, share your thought. Basically, this is also a reading assignment. So what I did here, I have my article on the blog on this one. So I give the link for the students to read, and the instruction is read this article and share your thought on the importance of taking a nexus approach to water, energy, and food sustainability. What are the potential ramifications of not using a nexus approach as proposed by the author? So I want the students to read this with a critical mind and be very, very critical, and then after that they can share their own opinion, their own view on this particular article. Or I can also ask the student to come up with 3 critical questions, or I can ask them 3 questions and they can answer the question. So there are many things I can do, the variation of activities around this particular content. So if you click read this article, it will take you to the article, which is on my blog. So let's imagine now. Let's imagine now you read this article. So I don't want to ask you to do this activity now because I want to save time. I want to make sure that I can show the rest of the thing that I have prepared for you. And just read the whole thing with the critical eyes, critical mind. And then when you are ready, you can click response. And perhaps you have to sign up first if you have not signed up. When you click response, you will, you can type your response here. So as you can see, I have one response from this article from someone who read my article. Wow, he wrote quite a long comment on this article. So you can see here, this is another way of engaging students with the content. You can give them a piece of reading material. It could be your own. It could be your own essay or your own, content. And then after that, ask them to write a commentary, write a commentary on that particular article. When they do that, they have to engage in critical thinking. They have to engage in deep thinking, uh, especially if you tell them that this activity will be graded as part of the continuous coursework. So they will put a serious thought on writing a short commentary on this article, and tell them not more than, let's say, 100 words, so that they don't go overly, they don't go overboard or overly long. You want them to write short and concise. Okay, so there's a lot of activities based on writing that we can do in our class. We want to teach them the skill of articulation, the ability to articulate the ideas into writing, but the writing must be very clear, short, concise, and straight to the point. Yeah, and show the critical part of their thinking. Okay, so we are done with this exercise. Let me now look at move on to another one. Okay, since I don't have much time, I probably want to make sure I can cover task number 6 here. Wow, time flies so fast. Okay, task number 6 here, to me, is one very powerful way of engaging students at the high cognitive level. Yeah. So let me show in navigation and click publish. Okay, publish. Then you can refresh your page. And there is task number, it's now number 6. Task number 6. Okay, task number 6, there's a lot of things that I want to say and share about this. Task number 6 is engaging your students using a scenario-based learning approach, or gamification, or simulation. Okay, this is where we can really engage students with the content in a very immersive way. When I say immersive, students would really, engage with the content and really immerse in the activities. Okay, so scenario-based learning is the ultimate strategy to immerse learners in the course. It also provides learners practical knowledge on dealing with situations they might actually face in real life, improving their decision-making skill. So that's why the title of this task is Making Decision. Here, we will design a scenario based on authentic scenario in the subject, in the discipline. It's also like a problem based. It's actually problem based, but we use scenario as part of that problem based learning. Then the students now would, in order to go through the scenario, they have to make a decision. And in order to make a decision, they have to have some basic knowledge. They have to really understand the content, understand the concept, understand the principles. They have to know the facts. So they have to get a good grasp on the factual part before they are able to go through the scenario and make a decision. So this really engage them in the higher level of Bloom taxonomy. Okay. if you want to learn more about how to create scenario-based learning, I've given you the link here. Feel free to explore. But I have given you, I know I won't have time enough time to really go deep into this, but I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 examples. These are selected examples that you can use to learn about scenario-based learning. Okay, let us look at one example here. Okay, just click the picture and it will take you to the example. Okay, now if you teach by using case study, for example, those from management, from some areas, you know, where you use case study, or if you use problem based in the engineering, in medical, you know, you are familiar with problem based. This is one of perhaps the best way to engage students with the content at the higher level in Bloom taxonomy. So here the scenario is this. This passion management. So this is the healthcare scenario. So start the course. Okay. This module requires approximately 30 minutes to complete. Of course, we don't have that time. Click on the hospital doors to begin. So, okay. Now the scenario is presented to the student. You have made it to the final interview. You have just received a phone call from Med Partners, a chain of non-critical care facilities, saying that they want you to come in for a third and final interview for the physician's assistant position. They said they are going to throw you in the deep end by having you evaluate patients, make a diagnosis, and recommend an appropriate treatment with some trial cases. Continue. Okay, now the scenario is you are given this much budget, okay, and time and budget management score. Asking, you can get your score here by asking the right question. If you ask irrelevant questions or selecting unnecessary investigators, the consequence is, or the implication is, you will you will deduct your point. Okay. It's kind of gamification as well. Passion management score, asking relevant question, making correct diagnosis and correct treatment choice will positively affect your patient. So you'll get the score here when you make the right diagnosis. Okay. Now click anywhere to close. Okay. Now case number 1. The patient is Pamela Kominski. Information about the patient: age 53, gender female. Or you can go also to another patient here, but let's continue for this patient. So now you are given the patient history here. So based on this patient history now, okay, continue. So initial evaluation. So you as a student here, you're playing a role as the the novice doctor here. What question would you ask Mrs. Kominski in your initial evaluation? Okay, I just put here. Okay, ask patient. It could be all. So ask question. Oh, so it says view the patient response to your questions. So when you ask the question just now, these two questions, I choose these two questions. Have you had any infected areas, or have you contacted any source that might cause an allergic reaction? So see how the patient would respond to your question. So I click view response, and this is the response. If this were the response, what would be your follow-up questions? So can you see here? These are the so-called scenario-based learning, where you can design the outcome for this particular activity. You want the students to be able to do what, and then you design one scenario rather than giving them the PowerPoint slide or giving them the article to read. You are now putting them in the real situation where they have now to apply what they have learned in the lecture, and then try to go through this scenario successfully by asking the right question, by answering and giving the right answer, and things like that. So really, I don't have time to go through this, but you really have to go through each one of these example here to be able to appreciate how this scenario-based learning can be really powerful tool to engage students with your course, with your content. Yeah, I conducted a half a day or 4 hours session with MMU last month, and still I couldn't really cover everything, because there's a lot of things to design this scenario-based learning. Is not easy. It's very time consuming. You really need to be expert in your subject matter, and you need to have a good case study or scenario that you can use to create a problem, to create a scenario for this particular. But if you really want to go to the highest level in engaging your student with your content, scenario-based learning or gamification, gamified scenario is the way to go. For example, if you are teaching forensic, for example, yeah, or industrial chemistry, forensic, things that require some form of investigation. Those people from School of Health Sciences doing forensic program, explore investigative scenario. Really very powerful. Apart from case study, if you are familiar with case study, that's good point to start. You can now learn about scenario-based learning, and investigative scenario, and adopt your case study into this kind of activities. Yeah. Okay, so that's that much I can talk about this scenario-based and gamification or simulation-based. This could be like 1 or 2 days really to go through the whole thing to be able to design a successful, high quality scenario-based learning or gamification or simulation. Yeah. All right. I have about 10 minutes more, or less than 10 minutes. Okay, let me show this one. Let's debate for the subject that where debate can be a suitable activity. How do you do debate online, in online class or online session? So I've given you one example here, how you can do that online. Let me show in navigation and publish. Right, so can refresh your page and find task number 5. Yeah, task number 5. Task 1, task 5. Okay, task 5 is the engagement through debate. So you can engage students with the content through debate, and this can be done individually. But how do you do debate individually? Well, we have to play. The student has to play 2 roles. Okay, as the what is call this? On the I will call this the term support, and then against. Yeah, for and against. So they can take 2 roles. But this is good actually for a group kind of activity. You can do this for face-to-face, and you can do this online. So let's say if you do this individually, that's also good, because you want the student to play two roles. So basically, you give them something to read, or it could be a short video, or it could be an audio. In this case, this article from this article from a website. So here, the Tan Sri Munir here, he says something about the state of our Malaysia education, and he gives a very strong statement here, not a very pleasant kind of statement. Malaysia education system not fit for digital economy. So I'm sure when you read this statement, then some of you probably will say, "Oh yes, that's true," but some of you will say, "Oh no, no, no." Okay, but let's say even after you have read the full article, I want you to play the role first to support this statement. Then after that, you can post your statement here to support the statement by Tan Sri Munir just now here. Okay, if you do this as a group, then the group have to get together, spend like 5 minutes to discuss about the article and the statement. Then they will discuss together, okay, what kind of statement that we want to put here to agree with this. So everyone would agree to share one statement here as a group. Okay, then after that, change role. If we do this activity individually, the student would change the role, and now they would take the against, disagree with the statement and post it here. The tool that I'm using here is say Mentimeter, but I create two. One is agree, the other one is disagree, and I embed the activity, the Mentimeter activity on this page, inside this page. So when the students start posting, they can see the statement from everyone on this page. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you do debate online. Okay, by just using Mentimeter. Okay, so I guess that's the time that I have. What I will do later on, I will make it all the pages here visible. I don't have time to go through some of these tasks, but you can read on later on the module. Actually, I've covered this. Okay, 80% I've covered, but maybe last I want to talk about share highlight. This tool that I want to share with you, you can use to create engagement with the student, but you can also use this tool as your personal productivity. This is actually the highlighter tool. When the students read, you can ask the student to read the article and then highlight the article, highlight the main points in the article, and then they can share the highlighted page with the class, with other students, or they can share the highlighted article and tweet the highlighted text to their Twitter account. Okay, let me quickly show you the example. Let's say I read article about COVID. Let's say I pick one article here. So I have this tool called Liner. This is a free tool which I've installed on my computer. You can also download the app on your phone or on your tablet, available for iOS and also available for Android as well. So what basically this tool does, when I read an article, okay, and let's say I find this sentence is a very good point. So when I highlight the sentence, automatically, once you have the application Liner installed, a listing will pop up. Then I can choose the color. Then I can highlight the text. Okay. And where this thing goes to my Liner account. So, okay. So just now I highlight this sentence. Oops. This sentence, online learning allows teacher to maintain a classroom. I refresh this page. Takes time to appear. Lambat. On. Okay. So that's a sentence just now from this article, which I have highlighted. And then once highlighted, what the students can do, they can point this and click, and they can add comment, or other students can add comment to that highlight, or I can share this sentence to my social media account. So maybe I can tweet this sentence now, and I create a hashtag. All the students will use the same hashtag. Okay, let's say the hashtag is pandemic in bahasa, pandemic. Okay, or maybe in English, so that pandemic. Okay, then I can tweet now. Okay, so it goes into my Twitter account, and let's imagine if 100 students in the class, you ask them to highlight the text that you give them, only 1 point or 2 or 3 points, and then share using the same hashtag pandemic on their Twitter account. So now, when the students go to their Twitter account and they search for the hashtag pandemic, they will find all the tweets using the same hashtag as from all the students that post their just now their highlighted text using the same hashtag. Okay, is mine, but should be there. So that's one way how you can. There's basically another tool that you can use to get students to engage with the content. This using the reading activity again, and they can share the highlighted text, highlighted website or highlighted article, the whole article, or they can share only the highlighted text, and that will appear in their dashboard. And see, this is my own. That these are the text that I have highlighted from all the article that I have read so far, all in one place. Okay, I think that's what all that I can share today. Just to give you some ideas, the different ways how you can engage students with content, and don't worry, you have the link to this module. I will make all the tasks visible. You just find some time to go through each of the page here and the activity here on your own, and I'm sure you can pick one or two that you can use immediately in your class. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if you have one or two questions that you want to ask now. You can unmute the microphone. Otherwise, we will end the session today here. Let me see if I can pick up any question. Will you unhide all tasks? Will you unhide all tasks? I don't know what. Yeah, I basically usually I don't unhide, but you can hide or you can unhide, depending on what you want to achieve for your class. Sometimes you can hide some of the activities so that the student can focus only in one or two activities first, you know. But if you want to allow the students to go through all the activity that you have designed for the whole 14 weeks, for example, you can do that as well. Okay.
Prof,
Yes, yeah.
saya rasa Dr. Samsul masukkan yang dalam Prof punya Google Site ni.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I will unhide. So you can check the module again maybe tonight. I will unhide all the pages after we have finished. Then you will remember to refresh your module and you will see everything there. Yeah. Okay, ada nampak soalan lagi tak? Zana, can you help me? Okay, from Shin here, Shin Te, Prof. Karim, from your experience, which are the top 3 tasks which students prefer? Well, always I find that students like to watch video. Then they like to do some activities based on the video. Socrative just now, the quiz based on using Socrative, because they usually use the app, Socrative app for students that can download on their phone, and 99% I would say students do the Socrative quiz on their phone, hardly on their computer from my survey. So and they like doing those activities on their phone, yeah, using Socrative. Then what else? Yeah, otherwise the reading activity, I think usually they will do it. But I think the video, the audio, I haven't tried audio yet, but previously I used a different way of engaging them with audio, not using Anchor. But I think they like it as well because they can listen to the audio on their phone. So anything that they can do on the phone, on the go, probably they would prefer, yeah, because they can do the learning anytime. Can we use Socrative as formative assessment in class instead of tool that we have in e-learning? By all means. By all means, you can use Socrative as a formal assessment tool. Yeah, I use it a lot. Okay. Highlighting. Highlighting using PDF. Yes, we can use the tool just now, Liner, also to highlight PDF. All right, so I guess that's about all. I don't want to extend further. So thank you very much. I hope you get a value for your time today. Don't get overwhelmed. Start with 1 or 2 tools, but I'm giving you all the tools plus some other tool which I didn't cover, and start to add to your toolbox. Start to learn and create some activities. Start to learn to use it properly, and you will discover your preferred tools and stick with that, you know, for your own kind of toolbox tool that you can use. So thank you very much, and hopefully you can join our other webinars next week. Next week we will have one webinar. I will show you my workflow, how to create a teaching video step by step. Okay, basically hands-on, and I will show you step by step how to create a teaching video my own way using my own workflow. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you, Moaz, for joining the session here, and others, Dr. Nolia also, yang lain-lain ya. And see you in other session, CDAE webinar session. We'll be sharing the link to the recorded. You will find the recorded video on our CDAE YouTube channel. Yeah, if you want to find all the recorded session, the past session, just go to YouTube channel. Maybe Zana, if you can share the link to our CDAE channel in this chat box, or otherwise you can search. Just go to YouTube and search for CDAE. I think CDAE maybe. You will find all the recorded session of the webinar on that YouTube channel. So thank you very much, and saya sudahi dengan wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, there's a CDAE link, CDAE channel, a YouTube channel in the chat box. Yeah, so bookmark this channel. Okay, bye bye for now, and have a nice day.
Terima kasih banyak, Prof. Assalamualaikum.
Yeah, thank you. Waalaikumsalam.